I've been a huge fan of these budget irons, so much so they're in my golf bag. But what are they like? Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome to this YouTube channel. Guys, in today's video, I'm testing a set of golf clubs from Takomo. Now you all know that I've been using the Takomo 201 irons for quite a while now. I like them because they're good looking, they're cheap, they have premium components in them such as KBS taut C-taper shafts and Lampkin crossline grips. But what about the Tacoma Skyforger wedges which we have under this bubble wrap here? Guys, today I'm taking on short game expert Mr. Chris Dennis.
You better believe it.
Chris, how are you?
Very good, yourself?
I'm good, thank you. So we're going to play a par 5 today, Chris.
Yeah.
Using only the Takomo 201 irons.
Okay.
I know you're very much attached to yours at the moment, but we're using those. And then to spice it up a bit more and properly review, I actually have one of them out of the wrapper. Properly review these Skyforger 001 wedges. We're going to have a bit of a chipping contest down on the green with them.
Perfect.
So guys, real quick one, we are giving away these Tacoma Skyforger 001 wedges. All you have to do, you have to be subscribed to this channel, comment below Takomo, spelling doesn't matter, don't worry, and we are giving them away on this man's channel when you do your review, and it's out there today.
It is, so come on over, subscribe, comment below the same, Tacoma. I'm not too worried about the spelling and you'll be in to win them.
Good man. Have you played with these yet, by the way?
Yeah, we did. We switched clubs on the par 3.
Yes, we did.
Can't believe you don't remember it.
I'm sorry. So these irons are quite cheap. They cost around £500 and the wedges are about £80 each. So they're half the price of such a Vokey or a Callaway or a TaylorMade or anything like that. Chris, I'll let you lead us away. How good is that? You see now, feel-wise, I think these are as solid as anything.
That did feel fantastic. On that occasion.
And that is about as positive as Chris gets about a golf club.
That did feel fantastic.
So let's see if I can follow him down there. I imagine this will be a 3-shotter, so a nice place to test quite a few of these clubs. It looks so good down at the ball. Not quite as well struck as yours, but I think it's down there with you. And the forgiveness element of these for me is about perfect. You could say the top line's a little bit thick. You could say the blade length's a tiny bit long, but realistically for the price, what more would you want? Right, Chris, 2 pretty good tee shots from this par 5. You're a little bit further than me, but I'm going to hit another 4-iron here and try and leave myself about an 8-iron in. So how this video is going to work, guys, we are playing the hole out. So whoever might win this hole will go into a lead for the short game challenge. Then we're going to play a couple of shots with each wedge. We're going to properly test these wedges, properly review them for you. I'm just going to see who wins. I think I'm going to go into the chipping comp, at least 1 up, maybe 2.
Oh, I don't know about that. Sounded good.
You know, when you strike these well, they feel as good as anything. Like that's position A.
Oof, position A.
And maybe that's how you're supposed to play this hole, because I hit driver into them trees the other day. Yesterday it was. So guys, one of the huge plus points about the Takomo golf clubs is the price. They are obviously quite significantly cheaper than some of the bigger brands, and that goes into the wedges. The wedges are around, I think it's £60 odd each. It was $84, wasn't it? So depending on the exchange rate,
yeah,
quite competitively priced. And I'm really looking forward to seeing, first of all, how they all look. So I've seen pictures and I think they look okay, but also how they perform.
Well, I'm going to hit 6-iron, hoping to lead myself the pitching wedge.
Right.
Well, there's a 48 degree, I believe.
There's a 48 degree, yeah.
And it's a dubious club when it comes to set, so I want to leave and see what that's like. Right, 6-iron.
Great shot. Yeah, very good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, just taking a look at this. So this is the pitching wedge that I've already unwrapped and played a few shots with. It's a 48 degree with 8 degrees of bounce, and it's forged from S20C steel.
Oh, well, you should have said. Right, it looks very rounded.
I'm just not a massive fan of the leading edge from shots I've played so far, and obviously, and these wedges might change as we go through the set. That leading edge is a little bit rounded for my liking, but That's not to say that that won't suit everyone's eye.
No, that might suit people's eye. For me, when you're getting a 48 and you're getting it in a forged wedge, it's about how it fits in with your gapping. And the reason why I wanted to hit that, hopefully where I have, and leave this club, is to see if it goes as far as a normal pitching wedge. A lot of people I see it goes very high. You can't.
So you have your set pitching wedge there, so maybe hit 2 in and let's see the difference.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can...
I imagine your set's more like a 46 degree though, or 45.
It will be, yeah, I think it is 45 potentially, but not 46. But again, let's see how versatile it is. Let's see if we can knock it down. Let's see if we can do what I would like to do with the wedge.
Well, it shows how well I know this hole, Chris, because that has left me around 120, which is a nice pitching wedge. It's downhill.
Yeah.
I don't have to try and smash it. Just a nice, soft, controlled one. I have hit a couple of shots with this already, and it moved a little bit right on me. I don't know if that's because of maybe how it looks or the lie angle. Struck it well. It's a little bit left. It's coming back. Should be pin high, which it is. And that's razzing back as well. It's actually stayed a bit long. Enjoyed it as a strike though. Divot's gone miles. So
Right.
Chris, you've dropped 2 balls down here. You are using the same golf ball as well, which is quite important when testing golf clubs. Are you going to go Takomo first?
I'm going to go to Takomo first. I've got around about 110 to the flag, so it's not a full wedge for me. It is a little bit downwind and downhill. So I'm going to see if I can flight this one in a little bit lower and see what it does on the green compared to my new King Forge Tech.
Are you going to come Puma then, weren't you?
I didn't know what I was going with. Right, so again, like James said, a very rounded leading edge, which does look different. So let's see what it's like.
Oh, that's at the flag.
Felt good.
Again, a little bit long, so funnily we've both gone a little bit long there with the shot. That could be nothing to do with the wedge, it could be down to our poor distance control. How did it feel?
Felt great off the face, didn't spin much there, which I'm surprised. I know I'm out of the rough a little bit, but it's landed on an upslope and still didn't want to spin back, but stopped pretty quick, a little bit long. Let's see now how the Forge Tech does.
Oh, that's a strong flight, very strong. And to be fair, they are quite similar.
So very similar, so more me than the clubs we're going to say, but we saw the difference in flight there. Definitely, this is a little bit stronger. Launch there, would probably, I'd say, you know, that launched nearly 5-10 feet lower.
Yeah.
And went the same distance, but launched a lot lower. For me, is a nicer flight to see. So when you are getting wedges, they are a nice affordable wedge. Are they going to do the flight that you like to see?
I certainly think that this looks like it's got more loft on it than a 48.
Yeah.
And the thing that maybe I don't like is where it works away from the hosel there and starts rounding out. I think that's really the be all and end all. From this position, I think they look absolutely beautiful with that shiny finish. Let's get down there and let's see what these bad boys look like. Okay, so mine's a little bit left and a little bit long as mentioned. Chris's was quite long as well. He's moved the Cobra wedge. Plenty of stopping power though. They didn't spin back, but it was downhill and downwind.
Yep, it came in obviously, like I say, a little bit more landing angle, and it has stopped pretty quick.
The feel, to be honest, I think the feel was very good. It felt softer than I anticipated.
Yeah, same for me. It felt, if you'd have put it down there with something else and you didn't know what it was, it wouldn't feel out of the ordinary. Breeze is picking up.
The camera work was exquisite. Again, lovely putt. I'll give you that. Right.
So for a half, I've just tried to be chasing my shadow off the screen. Here we go. Give it a go.
Must be. Turn, turn.
Oh,
That's disgusting.
The finest lip outs
I've ever seen.
Beautiful
Right.
stuff.
Let's get talking Skyforger 001 wedges. So Chris, I'll let you unveil these wedges. We do have an array of 4 different wedges. So we have a 48, as we already know, a 52, look at this.
Beautiful, 10
52,
bounds.
10 bounds.
Again,
How
a
does that
very
look?
round leading edge.
Yeah, that, I'm not sure about that. I mean, I don't think they're going for the ultimate player's wedge, are they? Which is fine.
No, they're attracting or they're appealing to a certain to certain players who
56.
like that.
That might have a squarer by the look of it. Squarer leading edge.
56,
No,
no,
not really.
12 degrees of bounce, so again can do quite a bit with that.
And this is the one. This is the one. Who sung that?
This is not the one.
No, guys, comment below who sung that. I know, but Chris doesn't know.
Even more rounded. 60 degree, 10 degrees of bounce.
So loads of bounce on there.
Loads of bounce.
And that, to be honest, is probably the people's wedge because it's just quite forgiving, isn't it? It'd be interesting to see what shots we can play with these.
People's wedge. Oh dear.
So the idea, Chris, behind these Tacoma Skyforger wedges, it says on the website, which I have here, soft feel, versatility and precision. So the higher lofts have more weight on the top of the blade to promote more spin and better height control, whilst the lower lofts have more weight at the bottom of the blade to make full shots easier to execute. Which makes sense. I mean, that's basically technology from it's all going now. That's basically the technology that we see in the Vokies, isn't it? Where, so if I show you the 60 degree here, the lob wedge, you'll see that top edge is quite fat. So there's plenty of CG there to help you get a little bit more forgiveness and to get the ball flight down if need be.
Yeah, which is what we wanted from a modern day wedge, is to get that ball flight down, be able to do more with it, which, as you say, they are designed to be versatile. So let's do one chip with each wedge. So we're going to pick 3 different shots. I'm going to let James pick the first shot. What a shock and a surprise to me and the fans. See where it lies, how it finishes. In a mud patch. Let's see how versatile this wedge is.
So plenty of bounce on this lob wedge.
Plenty of bounce. Looks extremely rounded, more like a spoon. It's a technical term.
Very technical. That is a delightful shot. That's stopped on a dime as well. It stopped quite quickly for you.
I have to say, from that light, it was sat on one of those mud patches we get in the winter. Oh, James has teed his up somehow.
It was a throw.
It was a throw, I'll give you that.
Right, get inside that to go 1 up.
Right, there we go.
So first time looking at the lob wedge down at a ball. I'm not going to lie, guys, you know I'm a huge fan of these irons. I couldn't see this going in the bag just because of the look of it. That's not to say that you might not like it, but for me it's it sort of looks its price a little bit. Although
launch nice and low.
Although that is 1 up to Robinson. You know what? I'm not taking it back 'cause it's still quite ugly, but that performed very well. It felt good as well. Quite happy with that, and that's 1 up. Big fan of the lob wedge. Well, sort of. What we're going now?
We'll go for a bump and run up at the top, 52 degree, and we're going to go above the wall.
Right, Chris, I'm going to give you the honour again. I do, because I want to see how this shot breaks.
I've rolled it down again, so we've given ourselves a fair lie, but yeah.
What's that looking like down at the ball? Still, it probably is just that leading edge that's probably putting us off a little bit.
Yeah, the top edge, the wedge, if it was just a straighter leading edge, I'd say it looks exactly like every other wedge. I mean, English, they've got, the grips are pretty good, Lambkin grips again. Again,
KBS shafts in there, so premium components.
So let's see if we can just get this one running out. Great strike.
Would you that's still going. Would you expect that to have spun a little bit more off that strike, maybe?
Yeah, good strike, pretty centred. A little bit on the toe, we can just see the strike, but
it's not too bad, is it, in fairness?
I'd be happy with that. It felt good, it felt really soft, but not much grip. Again, is that the difference between a £150 wedge and an £80 wedge?
It's more like 65. I mean, obviously with taxes and stuff, maybe more, but it's about half the price, I think.
And is that half the technology in the wedges? There certainly doesn't look like there's a lot on the grooves.
It's about time I beat you at a challenge. That leading edge does look, not leading edge, that top line does look quite nice, you know. I don't mind a bit of a thick.
It doesn't look too thick, does it, really?
No, it looks okay. That was really good. Go on.
Again, a pure strike, hopefully it doesn't go in. A pure strike, but look where that pitch, that's ran out 25 yards.
Yeah, I suppose you are going to play this kind of shot to run out, I suppose. It was a 52, it wasn't a lob wedge. I believe that's 2 up, Chris.
2 up.
Come on! Okay, so 56. I'll go first, Chris.
You go first, so roll it into the middle.
You happy with that?
I'm happy with that, it's not teed up.
So this actually looks okay, you know, again, we know that leading edge is rounded, we're not going to keep talking about that, but I do like how the bounce kind of goes into the back of the head. I'll throw that on screen now for you. 12 degrees of bounce, so you can open it up. I don't think there's any kind of specialist grinds here, but for the price, you wouldn't necessarily expect there to be. I mean, in fairness, they're 3 pretty good chips, aren't they?
I'll give you that. 3 good chips.
And for me, that kind of speaks volumes about these clubs. They're not the most beautiful clubs. I do think the irons are particularly good looking, which is why it allured me into trying them more and more and eventually using them. But if you can play, you've seen the 3 shots I play there, I don't think you beat that, Chris.
That's not very nice.
Go on, have a go. That is, well, that could be even better.
Again,
Good
just
shot.
like my 60 degree, too good actually.
So as a short game expert, what are your opinions on these Tacoma Skyforger 001 wedges?
Again, if you like the look of them, I think they're a good wedge. They've done exactly what they've said on the tin. You can play all the shots with them. For me, will you get as much spin from these grooves? I'm not convinced. And for me, it's very much dependent on if you like the look of the round leading edge. If you don't know any different and you pick that one up and you go, oh, that looks nice, I think you'll be fine. If you was moving from something, say, let's say a Jaws wedge, a Vokey, a Ping, where they're not as rounded, I think you might struggle to get used to it. So looks is a big thing, but it's done the job. Maybe not as much with the spin, but we've been able to play.
Maybe not as much for you, because that's 3-0 win.
Oh dear.
Woo! Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, smash that subscribe button. Go and check out the best bunker raker in the business on his own channel, Chris Dennis Golf.
Tell you what, I'm on fire.
And apart from that, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!